Another edition of SNC's WWE Talk, and this week we kind of played hooky and we didn't watch everything because it was a down week in wrestling. It won the WWE. I mean, Backlash was lackluster. You had Damian Priest going over Jey Uso. You had Cody Rhodes going over AJ Styles like we knew he would. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargo won the tag team titles, and it was pretty much just a regular show. And we didn't watch it, so you gotta forgive us our fans. But anyway, we watched Raw last night, and I thought it was a pretty good Raw. I mean, it was decent. I think that the action was great from bell to bell. I really enjoyed the Ricochet versus Ilya Dragunov match. I enjoyed the Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable match. I enjoyed the main event with Sheamus and what's his name, Gunther. So, what do you think, Cheese? What did you think of the event?
Yeah, yeah. The more like the pay per view, the one in France was, the card was very like predictable, very
Yeah,
predictable, and usually with the pay per views or the premium live events, there's some, like usually there's some type of drama, some type of like, you don't know what's gonna happen, but everything happened, like it was very predictable, very predictable. You knew there was going to be another member of the bloodline, to come in to outside interference, to have Solo in his buddy go over. You knew the Cargill and Belair were gonna go over. Everybody won that was supposed, that was supposed to win, or that it was very predictable. Not a whole lot of fun. And last night, like I thought the main event where they had a Sheamus tap out, I thought that was cool. I thought that was like a where they had him give up in the ring
wait,
to go.
Sheamus tapped out in the half crab?
Didn't he?
I don't know, dude, because
Yeah,
literally the last minute of that match when Gunther won, I had to go to the bathroom to pee. I
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
see that.
yeah. That's
Oh
how
my
they.
god, I missed that. I watched the entire match, but then nature called and I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's how they ended
And
it.
all I heard was Gunther won. Oh my god, that's crazy.
I was
Yeah,
kind of
well,
drunk.
good because
I'm
man,
pretty sure that's how it ended.
like Sheamus, he's a good wrestler, but I mean Gunther's had his numbers the entire time he's been in the WWE. So I mean, yeah, that's great. So I'm thinking Gunther's gonna win the entire thing because I mean, there's nobody who can beat him. I mean, you might have to face Dragonoff. Now that would be a banger, like I was saying. Now that's the word now, banger. But yeah, I mean, I think Gunther's gonna win the entire thing because that's the next star they want to make,
Yeah,
and they've
yeah.
been making stars left and right. And I guess just gotta see the financial numbers and the pay per view numbers, but I think Gunther's the guy they're going to put the rocket behind, and they're going to give him the world title sooner rather than later. Right now, Damian Priest is, he's kind of a lame duck champion. I mean, I just don't know about Priest. The guy, he just doesn't, he hasn't he hasn't fit the mold of a WWE champion like the other guys do. The guy does not play to the crowd. The guy has lackluster mic skills. The guy has no facial mannerisms to egg the crowd on. He doesn't know anything about ring psychology. He's just a big lumbering dude in there who's athletic in a way, and he's got nice power moves, but he's got a good look. But that's all he is. He always is a good look. He doesn't have anything else to be a top tier guy. I don't even know why they pushed him to the main event and try to make him to the main event because he just doesn't seem to be there yet. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, I agree. Like a U.S. champion, Intercontinental champion. Yeah, I'll buy him as that. But as the guy, leading the WWE's like face of the WWE. I just don't think he can. You know, I don't think he can elevate the title at all. Having it on him, I think it's just he's kind of just a placeholder. What do you
Yeah.
so they're gonna break up. So Judgment Day is going to break up soon, I imagine. With Finn. Do you think Finn Balor and JD McDonough are going to turn on uh, Damian Priest when they're at Clash of the Castle?
Yeah, I think they're gonna
And,
turn on him.
and
They're
then
gonna turn
Saudi
on him there.
Drew.
They
And that's
got
how
they got
Drew.
to turn on him eventually because that the seeds of dissension are being sown, and Dominic looks like he's gonna go like with Liv, and then there's gonna be that constant tension between him and Liv and Rhea, and Dominic is going to be squared off on his own because the guy he's going they want to make him into a single star, and out of all the entire Judgment Day, he's gotten the most over along with Rhea, so they got to
Yeah,
make him into a single star. I mean, we know he still sucks in the ring. We know he has bad athleticism, but honestly, they made him a star. His mic skills are good. He's believable in the ring as far as what he does. Yeah, I think they're gonna just totally revamp the Judgment Day. They're gonna split them up, and I think JD and Finn are gonna go together. Damian Priest is gonna go on his own, and then there's gonna be a thing between Rhea and Dom, and then they're gonna go on their separate ways. So, yeah, I think Judgment Day is done for by the end of the year. Um, what do you think about Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch for the title? Is that going to be at the pay per view at Clash of what's it called? The Saudi Arabia event, Crown Jewel.
Oh, is King of the Ring going to be in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, that's the finals of the King of the Ring tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You know, I, you know, Becky Lynch. Unless Becky Lynch is fighting Rhea Ripley, I really don't want to watch her matches. I just don't buy her. Last night they had the Ivy Nile versus uh who's that one broad?
Zoe
She's
Stark.
yeah, Zoe Stark.
Yeah, yeah,
In both those women are just, they're muscular, they're super athletic, they just do amazing things. Uh
yeah. I
and
really
then
was impressed by Zoe Stark. That dropkick she hit on Ivy now was just on point.
yeah,
She's a real good wrestler, really good wrestler.
yeah. So you have, female athletes like that, but the one who's holding the title is a scrawny little Becky Lynch. Like, come on, man. Like that's ridiculous. That's they the way they book her to be like they book her like she's the size of Nia Jax. As far as how she can beat up two or three people at the same time, and all the punishment she can take, and like all the punishment she gives out. And she's a stiff breeze will knock her down. She's little at any rate. So yeah, if I don't want her to be champion anymore. I'm done with
Well, I think,
it.
like you said, like you mentioned last week, I think that politics has a lot to do with it because one thing she's married to Seth Rollins, and you got to keep him happy. But I heard something interesting being spoken about on another show. They said that there's some guys in the WWE who don't know how to play politics, but they're really nice guys, but they just don't know how to play politics because they say wrestling's a real cutthroat industry, and some of these guys don't know how to play politics. Like they say, Carrying Cross of all people, they say he's a total gentleman, a class act, and a real nice guy. But he just does not know how to play politics in the back, and so that's why he's not getting the push he deserves. He's not pushing for his seat at the table, you know. So it's like they're saying that. I mean, someone like Becky Lynch, she's always got to have the spotlight on her, you know? I mean, it's one thing to have somebody like Charlotte Flair to have the spotlight on her, but she's believable. She's everything she does is believable, and she's got the charisma to match it. But Becky Lynch, man, I don't like her interviews. I don't like her look. I don't like anything about her right now. She's not. I don't know why she's so popular with some of the fan base. But I mean, there's other people who deserve the title more than her, or
Yeah,
should
yeah,
at least get a run with it. I think Liv is definitely gearing up to give Liv a run with the title. And once they do, she's gonna run with it. She's gonna be a good champion. But just haven't given. They should just take the title off of Becky Lynch as soon as possible.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. What do you think about how do you think Chad Gable's heel persona is coming along?
I think it's good. I think they shouldn't have jobbed out Chad Gable to Bronson Reed. I know they want to turn Bronson Reed into a monster heel and making him a big superstar, but I want Chad Gable to be the next Kurt Angle. I
Well,
want him to turn on Alpha Academy and hook up with the Creed brothers, and they can form the new Team Angle, and that'd be great. I think that would be great. I think Chad Gable has to turn into a total slimy heel, like the next cross between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit, and just do all kinds of messed up things to people because
yeah,
that way he'll get over.
yeah. Well, they really didn't job yet because last night they didn't. Gable didn't take a pin. It was Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn ran in, and there
Oh,
was no
Sami
match.
Zayn ran in.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Sami
was
Zayn
another
ran
match I didn't see then because
in.
all I saw was Bronson Reed walk out, and I thought
Yeah,
he won.
yeah, yeah. So Sami Zayn ran in, attacked Gable, and then I think everybody like hit their move, and then Bronson Reed came back and squashed both of them. So
Okay, well, I heard it's going to
Bronson
be a
Reed was
three-way at
down
Clash at the
there.
Castle. I mean, at
Yeah,
Crown Jewel for the Intercontinental title. And out of the
and
three, I
that
think that Chad Gable should win it.
I think so too. Now, Sami Zayn, because I remember for a couple years he didn't go to the Saudi Arabia because of his ethnicity or his uh you know what is I know he's from Canada.
I get he's from he's no he's Syrian in descent, and I guess I never knew this, but I guess it's like a thing between Syrians and Saudi Arabians. But I thought they're the same race or same religion, and I think there's anything between them. But apparently, the Syrians and the Arabians don't get along, so they wouldn't let him go because of that. But now they relaxed that, and basically the entire Middle East is getting along now, except for Iran. They've all turned against Iran, and even the Arabians are getting along with the Jews now. And it's like the peace deal is coming soon and everything. So I think that's why everybody's going to be able to go. But anyway, yeah,
Do
he's probably going to lose it over there.
you think they'll make Sami Zayn take the pin because he's Syrian? and then
No, they won't do that. They'll take it.
they'll
They'll
like
make him take the
yeah,
pin.
they can do that.
I think he'll take the pin, but not because he's Syrian. I think just because he's the only one who's strong enough to be able to afford to take the pin. Look at the guys who've taken the pins in the past few weeks. It's always the guys who can afford to lose or can afford to take a pin. That's how you always know that someone's going to take the pin. When you watch a wrestling match, you know who's going to take a pin. You got the Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Finn Balor versus Jey Uso and let's say Drew McIntyre. And the Judgment Day is going to lose that match. No, no, no. Judgment Day are the heels. Let's say forget it. You know what I mean? It's always
Yeah,
the weakest guy, the guy's the
yeah,
strongest guy who's been around the longest who's going to take the pin. In that case, and Finn Balor's going to take the pin, or Jey Uso's going to take the pin in a
yeah,
match like that. So
yeah.
it's like we've been watching so long, man, that we could book this crap now. We could probably book just as well as the WWE writers. So I mean, it's like to have a team of monkeys turning this shit out in the back, man. It's just crazy how bad it gets sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. With the are you like invested at all or interested at all about the Sola Sikoa's bloodline?
Um, Not really, but I want to see how it plays out because I want to see Jacob Fatu. I want to see when Jacob Fatu comes out, and when he comes out, that's when I'm going to be invested because that guy's an animal. But I've seen what's his name? I've seen Tamatanga before. I haven't seen as much of Tonga Loa, but the thing is, I think that when Jacob Fatu shows up, that's when the thing's going to turn. Then they could get. Uh, Roman's bloodline against Sol Sikoa's bloodline, and all kinds of shit's gonna happen. But personally, I think they're only hiring all the Samoans because of The Rock. I think The Rock is like, man, I'm gonna get every one of my relatives a job here. It's my house now. I'm getting all my relatives a job, and it's like, I don't know,
Yeah,
man. If they're good, they deserve a shot at the WWE. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's just like I think they've taken over wrestling now, and I think that they're the focal point, and I think that a lot of people are kind of getting squeezed out because I mean, there's less emphasis on some people now than there was before. Like, what's Bobby Lashley doing? What is he
yeah,
going to do in the near future? What is Montez Ford was one of those rising stars? He's getting pushed down the card. Angelo Dawkins, even further him. I mean, it's like a lot of guys that are going to be competing for the spot now because if you bring all these new guys in that who are going to be on a higher position, then all these other guys are going to lose their spot. So
yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, kind of what offends me about what's that guy? What's the last guy who showed up? Tonga Lao or some shit like that?
Tongaloa, yeah. I don't know.
Tongaloa.
That is Tongaloa, yeah.
He was in WWE before, but he was Mexican.
Oh, you mean Camacho showed up?
Yeah, no, it's like the same guy. Or
You
like
mean
the
Camacho, Haku's son? Haku's other son, Camacho, the one
yeah.
who's in the WWE, the big guy.
No, that guy's the guy. That guy's the guy who the last guy who showed up the other night ago. Tongaloa.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I gotta take a look because
Yeah,
I didn't see that, but
yeah,
I'll,
yeah.
I'll take a
Yeah,
look.
he's the same dude. So
Yeah,
he was
yeah, these guys
Mexican,
have been in WWE. That guy's been in WWE before. Camacho,
Mexican a couple
the one
years
who's
ago.
Haku's son.
But now he
Yeah.
comes back and he's Samoan. Kind of bullshit is that?
No, they're not
No,
Samoan. They're Tongan.
he talks about
There's at least
he
five
always
different
talks
ethnicities
about
in the Pacific Islands.
the USA always talks about Mexicans coming in to take away jobs from Americans, but this instance, dude, they were taking jobs away from Mexicans. They weren't even letting a Mexican be a Mexican guy, bro. That's bullshit.
They need to get him over, man. It is wrestling. Come on, let him be Mexican as long as he gets over, right?
We need another Mexican. Get that guy. He's brown. Okay, come on over. That's fine.
Well, we got some good stars right now who are Mexican. I mean, Andrade's doing really well. I think
My name
Santos Escobar is doing really well.
is
Dominic
Mexican.
is a superstar in making. I mean, there's some decent wrestlers.
Bullshit, man. Me-
No,
me-
I'm sorry, man. I think the Mexicans are in a good position in the WWE right now. Who I feel sorry for is the black people, the black men. The Who can you name this in a good position? Or
Yeah,
Arab guys, or Indian guys, or Asian guys. Look at how Shinsuke Nakamura's been fucked up for so long.
yeah, he has. Yeah, yeah. And like Lashley, yeah, like both. I'm not a big uh, Dawkins. I'm not a big fan of Dawkins, but Lashley and Ford are just amazing.
Dude, the only thing that Dawkins is lacking is a good body. He's a great athlete, but he's fat, he's chubby or something. I don't know, man. He's got to lose that weight or conditioning or something
He
because the
should,
guy's a great athlete, but he just doesn't look like a wrestler, man. He's just he reminds me of D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown was a great athlete, but he just didn't fit the mold, man.
yeah, he's got to hang out with Montez Ford more. They go to the gym with Montez. Shit, get in shape.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, those guys are awesome, but they're not they're not going anywhere. They're not doing anything with especially Montez Ford. I mean, the way he jumps, like his movements, all have snap to them. They're all like and like the way he interacts with the crowd, he's just very animated.
He's a
Uh,
star. I don't even
but
know why they haven't paired them off, man. Because the
yeah,
guy should be a solo star by now.
yeah, that's what I think too.
He should have been a solo star 8 months ago, and probably gotten and worked his way up the card. He should have been feuding with somebody like at his level. But I mean, yeah, I think creative is just. I don't know, man. You always knew that Vince was racist towards some people, but I think Triple H has his own prejudices too. So I don't know, man. I just don't know why some guys aren't getting pushed the way they should.
Yeah, bullshit, man, bullshit.
Yeah. What
So
was well? What happened on SmackDown last week? Tell me about SmackDown.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I
okay. Because
haven't
honestly,
watched.
man, I have time to watch Raw every week, but I do shit on Fridays, man. I can't watch SmackDown. I can't sit down at 5 and watch SmackDown. It's like, come on, dude. And I mean, in NXT, I would watch NXT if more stuff was going on. But I mean, you can just get away without watching NXT. The only show you got to watch is Raw because that's where all the heavy hitters play.
Yeah, but on NXT, it was what made me laugh was when Obafemi's just a big dude, um, big hulking just dude, and he beat up Ivar,
Oh,
and then
really? Beat up Ivar?
yeah, the Viking Raider guy, the hairy one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then after the match, Wesley, came back, and I remember Wesley before he flies around the ring, and he came in to like to face off against Obafemi, and Obafemi's like 2 feet taller than Wesley. It looked like it's like, dude, like, is there a child in the ring right now? It was just so funny because Wesley's you know his big comeback. He was trying to be writing him to be kind of like aggressive and menacing and to challenge Obafemi, but it's just like dude, he's 2 feet taller than you.
It's like it reminds me of when Shawn Michaels challenged Sid, and back when they were feuding for the world title back in '96, and in the poster would have Sid. He's like Sid is looking down at Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels is trying to look his best, best menacing as he is. He's trying to look menacing and like he's not afraid of Sid, but he's looking up at Sid, and Sid is a good 3 feet taller than him. And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. That
I
just
don't know,
makes me.
man.
It's just
No,
funny.
no, it's just not believable. Especially when you got guys like Obafemi who are wrestling, and you got guys like Wesley. No, no, Oh, that reminds me of a quote that Hulk Hogan he posted online the other day. So Hulk Hogan's talking about how it used to be in his day when you had big dudes walking around who weren't necessarily good wrestlers, but they're the ones who ruled the roost. Then he's like, now you got average guys who look like they should be bagging groceries. And it's like he's right because
Yeah,
these guys now they're athletes, but it's like they could just walk off the street and become wrestlers now. There's nothing special about them. And I mean, man, dude, I mean, I'm just saying, this is crazy, dude. Yeah.
yeah,
So, I mean, yeah, dude, it's like, wow.
yeah. Except because back when, because like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels were like small guys. Um,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that they were kind of, I guess, worried about by putting the strap on them is 'cause they were little, and now, uh, like they're all, a lot of people are the same. A lot of guys are the same uh, size as Shawn Michaels and and Bret Hart. It seems like they really changed the industry. So now like it's okay to be because like Chad Gable, compared to dudes like you and me, yeah, he's big, but
Yeah.
compared to the other guys in WWE, he's undersized.
Yeah. Chad Gable is undersized, but yeah, I mean, some of these guys are just little. Like Adam Cole was a believable wrestler, but he was just too little, man. I mean, some of these guys are little. Like all his crew was little. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, they they can uh they can be whatever, but I mean, they just got to uh they just got to do something about these wrestlers. Like the top champions right now, they're pretty big. I mean, I saw a list of all the top champions in the world. You have this guy named Moose in TNA. There's this big hulking black guy. You got Swerve Strickland in AEW, who's known as Isaiah Swerve Scott in
Yeah, yeah,
WWE. You have Dolph Ziggler in Mexico. He's a champion down there. In Japan, uh, Dean Ambrose is a champion. So I mean, you got some decently big guys as the champions right now. So you're not having these vanilla midgets as champions, man. Nobody's
Yeah,
gonna buy them. So they got some decent sized champions. I mean, Cody, you could call him a little guy, but the dude is like 250, like 6 feet. He's not that little. He's pretty
yeah,
big. So I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's not. I mean, it's not like Adam Cole, man. I mean, so yeah. Oh, by the way, we had somebody in the chat, but I don't know how to talk to them. So yeah, hey, how you doing, Sanda? Thank you for watching. Yeah, and thank you to all the people who are watching right now. We had at least 10 people watching at one time, so I think we're getting a lot of people watching now. Did you tell your friends about the show?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm telling everybody I know as well. I think we got to start, but we got to buy like a shirt or maybe one of those WWE action figures. You know, the
I
ones
got
we had
a
in the
shirt.
80s. Oh, you got a shirt, mommy. Oh, that's great, man. That's great. Okay, show it to the camera. Show it, show it. Mommy,
Oh,
yeah, Rhea Ripley. There we go, man. Mommy, that's great. I gotta get one. I'm gonna get
I
a
know.
Drew McIntyre shirt. That's my man, dude. He's awesome.
I bought
Yeah.
it, and then it was shipping, and then the news broke that Rhea Ripley had to relinquish her title. I was like, God damn it! Rip off.
That's messed up, man. That's so messed up. Yeah, man. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, it's going on, man. It is what it is. I'll I'll start. If I have some time, I'll watch some of the other B shows. Like Major League Wrestling or what's it called? TNA. Just they say TNA is just off on fire, but they got a lot of stars from WWE have just gone there. They say TNA is awesome, dude, but they just nobody watches it. That's the problem. MLW, nobody watches it. That's just the problem. And I mean, they got decent sized crowds, but nobody just watches those shows. And then you have New Japan and AEW. They're all wrestling right now. The WWE is the top, like always, but they're the ones who are making money and everything. But the other ones, they're kind of struggling, even though they got a lot of great talent out there. A lot of these little organizations are struggling, whereas the WWE is like just on fire, man. And I mean, I don't know if it's because of Triple H or Nick Khan or whatever, but apparently those are the guys who are pushing the revolution and they say they're going to turn the product. Used to be PG, but now they're turning more PG-13, almost rated R. Man, they say that it's going to be seriously better now, and they say that they're not only going to have this bloodline thing with Roman's bloodline versus Sikoa's bloodline. They said they're bringing back the Wyatt family, and it's going to be Bo Dallas who's going to be the head of the Wyatt family and they got six potential members. They got Bo Dallas. What's that guy's name? The freaky blonde guy. You know the freaky blonde guy. Index.
Yeah,
Dexter
yeah.
Loomis. Bo Dallas. Joe Gacy. Eric Rowan.
I remember.
Alexa Bliss, and one more. Who's the other one? Oh, that chick, the freaky one, the one who's got the great booty, the freaky one. The freaky one. The freaky one who acts like a zombie. You remember her? S-
Nikki
uh,
Cross.
Nikki Ash,
Nikki Cross.
Nikki, almost a superhero.
Yeah,
Nikki
Nikki Cross.
Cross, yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's the sixth member. They're gonna have two chicks and four guys. They say it's the new Wyatt family, and and they're gonna try that, and we'll see how that works, man.
That'd be that'd be interesting. I don't know. Do you think 6 members is like too much? Like too big of
I
a
don't know,
fan?
man. I think it is too much, but none of them are really over, so I think they should at least try it out. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give it a shot. Uh, but just you know, the only like I remember, the build up to before Bray, passed away. I remember
Yeah,
just I remember that I would just I hated his airtime because he never wrestled. He'd just come out and it would take, 20 minutes for his entrance and for him to say, 7 words. And then you'd see a picture of Uncle Howdy or you'd see a shadow of Uncle Howdy. And it's like, come on, man. Like just hurt like they like tried to stretch that storyline out for so long. It's like, bro, like just fucking we 2 weeks. Do this shit in 2 weeks. Come on, let's get in the ring. So as
Yeah.
long as they don't try and do that same shit again, they all right, you know, week one, hit his music and have Uncle Howdy come out and introduce everybody and then start fighting. That'll work.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what they should do. They just make it more brief. Hey, so we're at the 30-minute mark. What are your predictions on Raw next week, and who do you think is going to be qualifying for the King of the Ring on SmackDown? Have you seen
I
the
don't even
bracket on SmackDown? I haven't. You don't
I
know?
don't even
Okay. Well, next week on Raw, the qualifying matches are going to be Jey Uso versus I think it's Ilya Dragunov, and it's going to be Gunther versus somebody, Kofi Kingston, I believe. So, who, or no, I think, well, did Rey Mysterio, did he wrestle Kofi King? No, it's gonna be Kofi Kingston versus Rey Mysterio, and Gunther's gonna go against the winner of that match, and then it's gonna be Jey Uso versus Ilya Dragunov. Who do you got, Jey Uso or Ilya Dragunov? I
I think
think
Jay
that for constantly, I think it's Jey Uso, right?
I think Jey Uso is gonna go
Definitely,
over.
yeah, he's
I
definitely
think
gonna get over. Yeah.
Gunther's gonna go
Dragunov
over.
is he hasn't been on the roster that long. The fans still got to warm up to him, even though he's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, yeah. So, and by the way, Ricochet, he's apparently just had it done with WWE. He's like, oh my god, these guys do not know how to use me. And everybody online is like, oh, he's got no charisma. He's just never going to get used properly because he's got no charisma. Yeah. So, anyway, well, bro, I don't want to keep you. I know you got to go and do what you got to do. I got to do what I got to do. So anyway, let's go
Right on,
and
bro.
let's sign off for now. And next week, we'll watch. I'll try to watch SmackDown this week just to see what's going on. Do
Okay.
we so we watch Raw, watch NXT tonight, and maybe you could just try to watch SmackDown maybe a little bit when you have time. Okay, bro?
All right, bro. Sounds good. Hey, so how
Okay.
much for WrestleMania next year? Tickets we're gonna get hotel. Like how much do you want to spend a night on hotels?
Let's talk about that after we get off, okay?
No. All right.
Okay, bro. This has been a squeeze in the cheese. Signing off. Thanks, everybody.